Do you consider yourself a liberal or conservative?
Well, I don't consider myself a conservative, but liberal. It depends on how you define liberal and what subjects you're talking about.
And why not conservative?
Well, I think the conservative movement today just does not speak to me. It's exclusionary. It's I think it's bigoted. I don't think it's got a great deal of intellectual power.
When you say it's exclusion, what do you mean? Give me an example of what you mean.
Well, I think the conservatives in Congress, the conservatives in the White House, really are aimed at promoting, I think, the establishment, the wealthy white community, and they are really aiming themselves at reducing opportunities for minorities, people of color, everyone from the middle class on down the economic ladder. They're removing those opportunities, which I think are the opportunities that America was based on.
And so what have they done to indicate that?
I think if you look at the policies, healthcare policies, housing policies, immigration policy, I think that all indicates that.
Are you saying that the conservative want the minorities and others to earn their own way, or should they be given stuff?
No, it's not a matter of giving minorities stuff. It's not a matter of asking them to earn their own way. I think we all want everybody to have the chance to earn their own way. But I think we have to acknowledge that opportunities are not equal in American society. And I think it's actually government's role to make sure that those opportunities are equal so that minorities do have the opportunity to earn their own way.
How can they make something equal?
Well, certainly they can provide, they can fund education better and
So
provide.
give them free education?
Well, we all have free education, don't we?
Do white people get free education?
Everybody gets free education,
So
but
pay for it.
well, we pay for it through taxation, but the schools in minority districts, the schools in lower economic districts are being cheated and deprived of their fair share of the resources that are needed to make education equal.
By whom?
By government.
So are you saying that the white conservative people are not giving the money to, who are the minorities? When you say minorities, who are you referring to?
Well, I'm referring to blacks, Latinos, other ethnic groups. I think we know who we're talking about.
And so are you saying that the white Republicans are not giving the money to the blacks and Mexicans and others to get an education?
I think their policies contribute heavily toward unequal educational opportunities, unequal educational quality in minority communities as opposed to white communities. And I think it is government's role to ensure that equality of resources and equality of opportunity.
What I know of, the money that the government is giving to the minority students are being used and kept by the so-called leaders, especially in the black community. The money comes in, but they use it for themselves, their own personal gain, rather than improve the schools. How can the government prevent? How can the white government prevent that from happening?
Well, if you're talking about corruption in the school districts, the white government can enforce the law. But I don't quite.
In jail?
Well, by enforcing against corruption, whatever is necessary. We have laws that are designed to prevent the diversion of these resources by individuals wherever they are.
And so are the minority more apt to be corrupt than the whites?
No, I don't think
Why
I
do
said
most
that.
of the money reach the white schools? Is it because the whites are not stealing the money as the minority so-called leaderships?
No, I think it's because the system and the pattern of distribution basically favors white schools It favors schools in more affluent districts over those in less affluent districts.
So I've noticed that there are liberals who are in government too, especially now in Congress, and they are making the money decisions. Are those white liberals and black liberals preventing the money from going to the black schools and so-called minority schools?
I'm not sure what you're really asking in terms of. I mean, you're asking me to generalize, but I don't think you can make that general point.
But you made it about the white Republicans. Why can't you make it about the white and black liberals?
Because white Republicans have been in power and hold the power today.
But they haven't always had the power.
No, they have not always had the power.
Yeah. So why didn't the white liberals and black liberals in government pass the money down to the minority?
Well, I think, I think you're making a mistake when you try to focus on individuals in the system and in power. I think what we have here is a system and a pattern that's been set up and that's evolved over years and years and years, and that is a system that basically favors inequality and that we need to change.
I wanted, before I move on, I had planned to ask you, why is it that liberal journalists are the only ones who receive Pulitzer Prize for the most part? Why is it so one-sided?
I don't think it is one-sided.
I don't know of any conservative who received them.
I can identify a couple to you right now.
Right, I can identify a handful, but most of them are liberals. Why is that?
I'd have to see the numbers. I don't agree with your premise.
Oh, you don't?
No,
Even if it's real, you don't agree?
I don't think it's real.
Amazing.